السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. As I told you before, inshallah, today I'm going to start with the letter for the email in Oxford AQA for the students in grade 10 and 9, and the other is the taken Oxford. So today, in this 10 to 15-minute video, I'm going to tell you how to get a very good mark in the email or in the letter for Oxford. So, first, this method that we're going to do now is from the writing exam for November 2023. So, first of all, I would like you to take 30 seconds. I want you to read this question pretty well, and then we are going to talk about it. Okay? So I wanted to read every word because every word counts in our own writing. The next step. Okay, so let's read the question and analyze it together. Okay? Okay. Good. Write a letter to a friend. So, okay. So first of all, we know that the register we're going to use is an informal register. Okay. So this is the result. Okay. So just for your own consideration of this, and of course, you know this, that what does it mean by the informal register? It means that, okay, can I use idioms? Of course, we can use idioms. Idioms like words and or phrase, I mean, that can be or that can be used in the email or the letter, of course, informal, and is not going to be used in any formal writing. Okay, so what else? A phrasal verb. What does it mean, a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb means like verb plus a preposition. Like instead of saying to decide, I can say to make up my mind. This is informal. Okay. What else? Of course, you can use the contracted form. Okay. I mean, instead of saying is not, you can say isn't. Okay. This is called the contracted form versus the full form. What else? Okay, here, for example, of course, we can use simple for the informal, like commonly. Of course, we can use compound. Of course, you can use complex. Okay, like these are the most important variant sentence structure. What else? Of course, you can use interjections. For those who are asking, what does it mean, interjections? Interjection means like OMG, wow, okay, oops. Okay, so these are the most important features for any informal register. Okay, you're going to advise him. So of course you're going to give him a hands. Okay, because maybe, okay, you were in the same boat. So you were in the same situation as the friend. Okay, for your friend. How to prepare for their exams. Okay, this is pretty nice, which means that you're going to give him some tips on how to do the exams or how to survive the exams. Of course, this means that exams are around the corner. What does it mean around the corner? Around the corner, yes, means it's very near, okay, which is an idiomatic expression. All of these, I'm just trying to brainstorming. Brainstorming is an important skill for writing a very good and effective and an also letter or email. Not only for Oxford, but of course for Cambridge as well. Okay? Um, you must write about Yes, what they should do. I mean your friend. Okay. Actually, why do they say they? Because you can use as he or she. So should do to prepare. So what they should do. So of course, this means that you may going to list the teacher. Informal, I cannot say firstly, secondly. Of course, I'm not gonna say firstly, secondly, moreover, because all of these are formal. But you can say instead, oh, also, what's more? Okay. Can I say additionally? No, sorry. Additionally is formal. But what about not only but also? Okay, can be used for formal and informal. Okay. What else? Why they should study hard for their exams? Oh, so you're gonna say a reason. Okay. Where they should get help from. Okay, this is pretty nice. Type. Mr. دلوقتي how can I do or the layout for this letter, like for Oxford? But okay, first of all, as you can see, it's out of 12 marks, which means that it's going to be for the content, 6 marks, and also for the language, 6 marks. Okay, so what is so important for the content? Number one, sorry, I have to use a keyword. Number one, that they have to make it interesting. They have to create interest. They have to make the reader wants to know, wants to read more. I have to make it very intriguing for him to read. Okay. Number two, I have to support every single idea I'm saying. I have to support it. So create interest, support it. What else? Personalization. What does it mean, personalization? I have to show to the reader that, of course, I know him. Okay. Of course, like, I mean, for example, I can share my own compassion to him. I can say, oh, I was in your school. Okay, I know you. I know you are going to be mad. Okay. And so, and number four, of course, no listing. These are the most important features for any or tips for the content part. Create interest, support, personalization, and no listing. Okay. What about the language? A lot. The most important thing is that we are writing informal. So which means that we have to apply all of these, have to use all of these. Okay. So this is one of the most important things that we have to vary our sentence structure using direct suppression, using informal words. So for example, instead of saying to enjoy, I don't say I have to live it up. I have to enjoy it to the max. Okay, so all of these are phrases that mean to enjoy, and also they are informal. Okay, so this is the most important thing for the language. Clear? Very clear. Right. Let's do it together. Right. Mr. How many paragraphs it should be? For us, as you can see, it's 50 70. Oh, Mr. It's very little. Yes, I know. Few words. I know, but the most important thing is to try to stick to the word limit. There will be no harm if you're going to exceed it by 5, by 10, by 15, by 20 words, but you have to remember something. Ida, you have to remember the more you write, the more it's going to be boring, or the less it's going to be interesting. مظبوط ولا لا؟ طبعا. When I'm going to write a lot, oh, my interest is going to fade gradually. Correct. So this is number one. What else? The more you write, the more mistakes you may fall into it. So don't write a lot. Just stick to the word limit. What's wrong in this, people? Tamam? Okay, thanks. How many paragraphs I have to write? Of course, you have to write down introductions. Okay. And of course, in the content, the layout. So introduction is introduction. So it's through which you're going to ask about your friend. Okay. And if you want to thank him, for example, for his last letter that he sent it to you, asking you specifically about this because you know that because you know that you're in the same boat before. Okay, but the most important thing to say the reason. Say the reason for writing. All right, طيب. طب what else؟ اللي أنا I can answer all of these in just one body paragraph وخلاص كده مستر. Is it for real؟ بجد ممكن أعمل كده؟ أه طبعا، إيه المشكلة؟ بس I don't prefer that. I prefer to do يعني two paragraphs and write down the first two in one paragraph, the last one in a separate paragraph, or vice versa. You can do for the first body paragraph for the first bullet point, and the second body paragraph for the second and the third bullet points. I don't prefer in Inter to write each one in a separate paragraph because it's gonna be like one line and a half, 2 lines. Each paragraph is gonna be really stupid and it seems very ridiculous. صح ولا غلط؟ تمام؟ we're trying to write it in a very simple way. يعني examiner is by your own side يعني. Okay, he doesn't want you to fall in the traps of doing a lot of mistakes. That's why he's telling you 50 to 70. You have to respect it, people. تمام؟ Easy. طيب, that's pretty fine. وانا عارف ان كل واحد منكم عنده ideas حلوه جدا, creative ideas, بس يا ريت the most important thing ان انتوا try to stick to the word limit, please. Okay, طيب. How can I do it? How can I write down the email or the letter? تمام. انا بس I'm gonna use the separate pages, the last page, the blank pages. تمام. Okay. طيب. Let's say مثلا dear Ahmed, comma. Okay. Hope you are hanging in there. Okay. So okay, I thought I'd contracted for write you a quick survival guide for exams. ممكن اقول له بعد كده so buckle up. بس كده خلاص. Introduction short, حلوة, فيها formal like hanging, informal like hanging in, في contracted like pure like I'd. Okay. ده كله بيبين ان انا I know how to write down a very good and concise, short, straightforward introduction. What is the first question? The first questions إن هو بيقول لي هنا what are you going to get or what advice are you going to give me? Okay, so you have to, the most important thing as I told you before, support it. Like, ممكن أقول له well مثلا. اوكي, بس انا بحب ان احنا لازم نبتدي بنفس اللاين. يعني انا شايف ان انا بص عشان خاطر يبان ابسط. بص انا هعمل ايه؟ هوبا. اوكي, طلع حلو جدا. تمام. اوكي, so well start by making study plan. بس كده بكده الايديا لا هات سبورت. اي study plan كده, اي random study plan. Oh, the most important thing, okay, you can actually stick to. ممكن نقول له Mr. Procrastinator. تمام, عشان انت عارف ان هو is always putting things off. تمام. اوكي, طيب. او ممكن اقول له والله no use, بدل ما اقول له Mr. Procrastinator, no use building castle in the air. يعني what does it mean building castle in the air? اللي هو يعني not to do things. يعني to build castle in the air. Useless. Okay, the same meaning for Mr. Procrastinator. He's always taking things off. He's always putting things off. Okay, طيب. Um, طب هعمل ايه؟ Support it ازاي اللي انا I have to stick to it. Focus on stuff stuff first. يا ولا. تمام. Eat the frog as they say. ايه يعني مستر؟ eat the frog دي؟ ده ايه ده بالظبط ده؟ ده idiom يعني ولا إيه؟ طبعا eat the frog اللي هو يعني to do ال hardest thing او ال unpleasant things first. اوكي تمام. Okay. طيب. I know 100% إن صاحبي is not gonna stick to the plan. Maybe he's gonna get distractions by the phone or something like this. So, oh, don't forget, and don't forget, okay, to keep that phone on airplane mode or airplane mode. Sorry. تمام. بس كده خلاص مستر طويلة شوية طبعا. لا شوية طويلة البادي بارامتر الأولاني أو السبورت بتاع أول بادي أو البولت بوينت بس أنا I can make it shortish. الديليت البارت اللي أنت شايفاه not very important. بعدين don't forget that أنا I can use Mr. Procrastinator or I can use no use the bench castle in this. طيب. Okay. Okay. So okay, so believe me, nothing beats the feeling of smashing your goals. هو مستر انت كده جيت للايديا التانية طبعا. بص حاولت اعملها ريليشن هوبا from the airplane mode. Believe me, nothing beats the feeling of smashing your goals. Okay, you will thank yourself. Okay, you'll thank yourself once you are walking out of that exam hole cool as a cucumber. اللي انت بقى هتكون خلاص اللي هو ايه حد كومبوزد بقى وهادي كده وانت اللي انت يعني you aced it يعني. طيب the third bullet point is still in me اللي هو like how can you help him? Come on, I'm always there with you. You can tell him this. Okay? Okay, ممكن احط هنا if you hit a wall يعني if you hit a wall يعني if you're going to face any problem. Okay, ask your teacher. Okay, ask your teacher or hop sorry on YouTube. طبعا capitalized. Okay, ممكن I can add يعني بس ممكن انتم ما تزودوش البارت ده. اوكي ممكن اقول والله ان there is gold dust in the right videos. طبعا okay you can you can guess you can guess the meaning ده اللي هو لما تقول مثلا ان اللي هو there's gold dust in the right videos معناها إن في treasure في الفيديوز يعني. اوكي طيب ايه تاني بس كده خلاص ثانك يو. فضل conclusion والله. Okay. Okay, so just tell me if you need any more help. Okay. ممكن اقول له والله هذا كان motivation now show the books who is the boss. بس كده حاجة لذيذة في sense of humor لذيذ ومع السلامة. Okay, catch you later. أحمد طبعا أحمد أو محمد يعني عشان بس أنا greeting لأحمد. Okay. طبعا don't write down last name بتاعك because this is an example for the formal uh, register يعني. تمام فده الليتر in Oxford very easy. We يعني I hope إن انتوا will learn something from it. و this is how it goes. تمام. For this I'm gonna show you the complete one. You know. Okay, this is the complete letter. وده التبس بتاعت how to write down a very good one. بس أهم حاجة اللي احنا بنعمل الاناليسيس بتاعنا. خلاص، فاحنا الستبس كده تاني. نمبر 1 analyze a question. جيب كل المعلومات منه. get the details from it. try to support في دماغك brainstorming أو حتى on a paper on the exam paper. Try to think what are the idioms اللي أنا I can use in each bullet point. وبعد كده يلا I can start right away. Don't waste more time. If you don't have any question, so again, my students, so again, students for IGCSE, don't hesitate to ask me questions. الفيديو ده أنا بس عملته for revision in general. تمام، وأنا حبيت يكون with no students، يكون للناس كلها. يعني مش ما حبيتش يكون زون فيه ناس، يعني يكون موضوع ما بيني وما بينكم كده على طول. ف this is the end of this session or this is the end of the video. So thank you very much. With that, this is my number in case you needed any help. Okay, this is the Saudi number. Um, Thank you so much, and see you in my next video, which is going to be about blog/diaries. Thank you.